Ever wonder why gluten-free stuff that you buy in the store or you order in a restaurant usually tastes like crap? Are you worried that you'll never enjoy pizza ever again? I've got yummy answers. Hey, it's Kim Castle and you're watching kimTV, where you discover how to live agelessly. Continuing my gluten-free conversation, I want to address one of the first issues you deal with when you try gluten-free. It tastes like crap. Most of the store-made gluten-free products I've bought have been so bad I've literally had to spit them out. And then I was pissed because it was so expensive and I have to throw it away. Same goes for when you order something gluten-free in a restaurant. You pay more, and if you're really lucky, it tastes okay. Usually it's just bad. Mind you, not all gluten-free store-bought stuff tastes bad. I really love Glutino gluten-free pretzels. Maybe I love them a little too much. When I went gluten-free 4 years ago, there wasn't a lot of options on the market. When I would find a cookie or bread, I'd squeal like a 5-year-old. Mommy, look, Pop-Tarts! And I'd be shocked by the price, buy it anyway, and I'd be let down. Now, I love treats, and pizza, oh my God, I was not going to be able to live without pizza. I told you, 5-year-old. Because life would not be worth living without cookies and cakes and cupcakes, I researched and tried all sorts of gluten-free recipes. I'd think of something that I'd like to have, like beignets or pancakes, even puff pastry, and I'd find a way to make it gluten-free yummily. I've made cookies and cakes and bars and carrot cakes and Boston cream pies. I surprised the heck out of myself one day when I made gluten-free bagels one morning. I've even made gluten-free hamburger buns. Now, mind you, I'm no pioneer woman, but there is nothing like biting into homemade hamburger buns that you made yourself. Now, sometimes things came out really great, and sometimes they didn't, even when I followed the recipe exactly. It caused me to want to understand what made the difference and why store-bought stuff often tasted so bad. And here's what I found out. Gluten-free omits the gluten protein, which is found in wheat and rye and barley. It's the plumping agent that makes things so chewy and satisfying. Texture plays a big part of taste. In order for gluten-free things to taste like they should, yummy, you need to combine several flours, starches, moisture, and fats together to make up for the loss of the protein plumping glue. And that's why it costs more, because it involves more ingredients. So to achieve the right texture and taste, it takes knowing the right ingredients in the right quantity. Now, this is not achieved by just removing the wheat and replacing it with a basic gluten-free blend, almond or even coconut flour. And sadly, that's what a lot of prepared food suppliers are doing as they try to cash in on the gluten-free trend. And restaurants who don't specialize in gluten-free often make the same mistake. Baking is a chemical process. It's not complicated, but it does take some understanding. Now, mind you, up until 5 years ago, I really didn't cook, so I'm not an expert. But I put my health first, and that means healthy food. So if you want to try baking gluten-free yourself, here are a few things that I've learned. Gluten-free flours generally fall into 3 weights: light, all-purpose medium, or heavier whole grain. Now, light, starchy gluten-free flours include sweet rice flour and white rice flour. These tend to be a little gummy unless you use the proper fiber with it. Medium flours include sorghum, gluten-free oat flour, and superfine brown rice flour. Heavier grains include more protein, that's like buckwheat, quinoa, millet, cornmeal, nut meals like almond or coconut, and bean legume flours. With these, you get a denser result, often darker in color, with less rise. Now, if you really want to learn more about the different flours, check out my friend Brittany Angell on Facebook. She's amazing. She even has a couple of cookbooks with different recipes for using the different flours. And I put a link to some of the products I use and those cookbooks in the description below. Now, I started my own gluten-free baking exploration by using a lot of coconut flour and almond flour. Coconut because it's so good for you, and almond because it has more protein than some of the other flours. In my homemade almond milk video, you can use the leftover pulp to make your own flour, and you can see that video right here. But a good baking mix is not just about the flour. You need starch, gum, fat, and moisture. Starch lightens and tenderizes and helps bind the batter or the dough. But note, too much can make it gummy. Starches include cornstarch, arrowroot starch, tapioca starch, and potato starch. The basic gums are xanthan and guar gum. The fats that I typically use are butter, either dairy or non-dairy, coconut oil, olive oil, and sometimes I even use avocado, and the results will surprise you. They surprised me. Now, moisture is really important as gluten-free flour lacks elasticity. And you want fluffy, chewy results, not dense cracker-like results, unless you're making crackers. Moisture includes water, milk, coconut milk, and almond milk, which is my favorite. Oh, and applesauce. Applesauce is a great two-timer providing both fat and moisture. Whew. Overwhelming? It was for me too when I first started. So an easy way to ease into it is using a pre-made gluten-free mix. They are usually somewhat expensive, but they take all the guesswork out. Not all of them are great, but the one I like most is Pamela's, which you can get in Whole Foods or by using the link that I've included below. It does have dairy, so if you're going dairy-free, it won't work for you. Now I'm even exploring making my own mixes. I made one last weekend for banana pancakes, and it was amazing. Now let's talk pizza. Eating gluten blows me up like a whale, but there was no way that I was going to give up pizza for this healthy way of eating. So I've explored making it from Pamela's bread making mix, and it came out pretty good. But I recently came across a video on YouTube from America's Test Kitchen that talks about what makes a chewy to die for gluten-free pizza crust. And I was so excited by it. When did I go from being excited about clothes to being excited about the science of gluten-free pizza dough? I have no idea, but here I am, loving this video. Once you have your gluten-free flour, here's where the magic comes from. Selecting and adding the right binder, which is vital for chewiness. Then you add a leavener to help trap the gas that causes the dough to rise. Who knew that? Leavener? They added almond flour to add protein, which causes it to brown and crisp. Oh my God, it was beautiful. And what really surprised me is just how much water they used. Rather than make a pizza dough, they make a pizza batter. They talk about how the different starches and flours react differently, often leading to that greedy, starchy feeling that you taste often in store-bought or restaurant gluten-free foods. You can see that video in my gluten-free playlist right here on YouTube. Watching the video, it does look like it's a bit more work than what I've tried before, but I want great. I'm going to put America's Test Kitchen gluten-free pizza recipe to test to see if someone like you or me can even make it. In fact, I'm going to make it and invite some friends over and see what they think on an upcoming episode of kimTV, and you can join us. Health experts agree that the foundation of health is in your gut. Now, while you may not fall into the small percentage of people with serious gluten issues, you may be like me who found that gluten makes you feel uncomfortable, bloated, and gassy. Plus, gluten gunks up your works, making your body work harder than it has to, and as a result, you can feel out of energy, tired, and mentally foggy. Not to mention, you might want to wear a muumuu, and nothing says old like a muumuu. Now, mind you, I'm no expert. I'm just like you. I want to wake up every day feeling great so that I actually enjoy my life. And for me, eating a mostly gluten-free diet has helped me do just that. That's why I'm so excited about sharing gluten-free desserts with you, recipes for that. Not because it's a fad, but because it's yummy. You can find several of them on this channel, and I included a couple links to them in the description below. Now, would you take the time to make a gluten-free pizza if you knew it would taste great? Let me know in the comments below, or tweet me at KimCastle, #glutenfree. If you haven't joined the Life on Full conversation, it's easy to do. Just log into YouTube with your Gmail account, subscribe, be sure to subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Connect with me on Facebook. And for goodies that I only share via email, sign up for my newsletter at kimcastle.com. Every week, I share tips and resources and answers that I discover on the anti-aging road back to vitality, energy, and feeling your best. If there's something you'd like to see me explore, be sure to let me know that as well. Thank you so much for inviting me into your world today. Be sure to share kimTV with a woman that you love. Until next time, remember to live life on full of gluten-free pizza.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below and show me some Sally Field and like it. And of course, subscribe. I promise I'll make it worth your while.
Can't say it was one take, but it was pretty close.
Very good.